The elements of design are made up of components that can be placed in separately or combined to make designs and works of art. In this presentation, I will discuss a number of elements and their importance to the world of art. Let's get started with the element of line. A line is a mark made by moving a single point. Dragging your pen across paper makes a line. You can manipulate lines by adding curves, thickness, and breaks to produce different patterns. Your handwriting is made up of lines, and so are maps. There are horizontal, vertical, and diagonal lines. This photo represents the drawing techniques known as hatching and cross-hatching. This is where the artist creates multiple lines, sometimes individually and sometimes overlapping, to create an effect of shadow and texture. The next element is shape, which can also be called form. Shape is defined as a boundary or a change in color, value, or texture. There are geometric shapes, like the ones on top, the squares, triangles, and circles, and then there are organic shapes, the ones on the bottom. These ones look more like blobs. Color is our next element. Most of us are familiar with the term roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. But there are also many other colors out there besides the ones that make up the rainbow. In our color hierarchy, primary colors make up secondary colors, and then tertiary colors. There are also warm colors and cool colors, complementary and analogous, and even the rainbow has its own type. Intermediate colors are the colors that come in between the primary and secondary colors. But know that every color comes from the primary set. The element of value is ultimately defined as the use of light and dark, or shade and highlight, in a piece of artwork. This photo is an example of a black and white value scale. Notice how the color on the far left and the far right are solid black and white, and the in-between colors are a variety of grays. These different shades of grays are made by value. Texture is a unique element of art. It is the quality of a surface or what may be sensed by the touch. For example, these rocks have many different textures to them. One appears fuzzy, while another looks as if it's a water droplet. Texture can be rendered or implied with other artistic elements such as line, shading, and variation of color. This picture shows many ways you can create texture. From using a spatula to using your own handwriting, texture can be made by virtually anything. The element of size is simply the relationship of the area occupied by one shape to that of another. Notice how the squares in the circle change sizes each time they are created. The square and the circle on the far left are much smaller than the square and the circle on the far right. This is due to size. Our last element of design is space. Space is the area around, above, and within an object. Space can be created by many of our previous elements like size, color, and value, and shape. Notice how in this painting of sailboats, your eye can detect that the larger sailboat is closest to you, meanwhile the small sailboat appears to be very far away. In this photo, there are two types of space, positive and negative. These are mainly used with cutouts or black and white mediums. We can see that on the left, this is positive space, and on the right, negative space. Thank you so much for your time today, and thank you to the following websites for letting me use their information for this project.